Good evening. It's about 6:45 in the p.m. Central Mountain Time, September 22nd, 2020, the first day of fall. I love fall. I love fall. I mean, it's a great time. I'm I'm a big Halloween fan, and even if I have to endure all this Nightmare Before Christmas crap, but I am a horror fan. I love Halloween, and what really angers me is everybody's wondering what is Halloween going to be like this year? I mean, is COVID-19, and a lot of communities used to do or have done the trunk or treat, and for those of y'all who don't know what that is, it's basically uh, people, communities, civic organizations uh, get a lot of money, not a lot of money, a lot of candy, and they pass it out to the kids. It's a great thing because some kids live out in the sticks, some kids, their parents work evenings, and on Halloween they're not able to take their kids out trick or treating. They might not have a lot of people in their neighborhood who are home on Halloween, and I know a lot of parents used to just buy their kids candy, and that's totally different subject I'll talk about later in another post about the falsehoods about poisoning candy. It's actually a very interesting story, but I'll get to that another time. Here's my biggest problem with Halloween is that we took something that was supposed to be fun, supposed to be something that everybody looks forward to, and I'm 42 years old. I look forward to it every year, and I've not been able to, dress up and have fun the last few years. I've had some personal problems, but you know, this is kind of like the first time in years I've actually not had to work Halloween night, and not had been having to take care of somebody who was very, very, very sick or physically injured, and of course COVID-19 comes on. So everybody's freaking out. What are we going to do? What's this? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And of course, the anti-maskers, the COVID-19 is a hoax. People are telling people to go out and you know do this, do that. And what's so funny is that you're going to be wearing a mask. So yeah, I'm all for it. Wear a mask. Uh, we all can't go out looking like and Morton Joe from Mad Max Fury Road, but you can be creative. And I grew up in the '80s. We had to wear those stupid masks that would literally cut your face, like if you even bother to even say trick or treat. I mean, literally, they would the plastic on your face would just the edges were it's just I can't even imagine how bad some kids had it. I knew I didn't like them, but we was always kind of creative. I one time went as a Grim Reaper, and that was pretty terrible. I tried to go as a punk rocker one year and wore my mom's old glam jewelry. I think that kind of had a lot of people at the school wondering exactly what I was doing. but uh, but anyway, going back to this trunk or treat thing, yeah, I think it's a great concept. And I used to participate in it when I was a news editor at the Wagner Tribune. We actually had a lot of fun with it. We actually had our own little setup, and where the my coworkers would dress up, and I would I had an old Ghostbusters shirt I put on and walk around, take pictures of the kids, and it was a fun event. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for the community leaders to realize that, hey, we need to make this a competition. Oh, God. And that was the kiss of death. The first couple of years they had it, no problem. People showed up, passed out candy, everybody went home happy. And then somebody said, hey, why don't we start having local businesses give out gift certificates to the kids, and it's like $20 gift certificate to McDonald's, $10 Taco Bell, whatever it was. Anyway, these parents were spending more money on the costumes than the gift certificates were worth, and of course they only had about 3 or 4 age ranges. So you're looking at anywhere between 9 to a dozen kids out of a community of well over 10,000, and that means there's at least several hundred kids showing up, and everybody's bitching and griping because their kids not getting everything, and then they go to this crazy, drawn out competition. The kids are getting anxious because they don't care about the freaking thing. They just want candy, and they're afraid that a line is going to form, and they're going to run out of candy. They're not going to get any candy. And it was chaos. I mean, look at Fire Festival. It was almost similar to that crap, what they happened there. It was like, oh, free for all of a sudden. Everybody's waiting around, wondering what's going on. They don't care about these gift certificates. Their kids don't eat at McDonald's anyway. So they just came to get candy and get it passed down. And of course, it would take almost an hour for this stupid competition to even take place, and then I had to run and like grab all these kids, put them together, take the picture real quick because they're mad because they want to get in line to get candy. They don't care about the fucking picture in the paper. The parents are bitching and griping at them because they're wanting to get in line because the line's forming around the freaking street. And what it did was it took something that was supposed to be fun, supposed to be great for the community to come out and support, and turned it into a needless competition. And what was even worse is one year, the last year I covered it, some of my coworkers, they had these little carnival games, and they set it up off to the side of where the line was, so the kids can either play or get candy. The parents were getting so mad. The parents and adults were getting so mad, saying that we were creating a bottleneck, that they just took the games down. And that's what angers me so much, is that we got to make everything a competition now. We cannot just let the kids have fun. And, I used to shoot billiards a lot when I was in college, and I can name on my fingers to count the number of times somebody tried to hustle me at a pool shark game. But yet, I cannot think how many times somebody has taken something that was supposed to be fun, supposed to be a good way for the community to get involved, and turned it into a mindless, boring competition. And it wasn't just a trunk or treat. They'd have chili cook-offs. I mean, one year I showed up to a chili cook-off 10 minutes early. They were wrapping up because people were getting so fucking anxious. They started the chili cook-off an hour early. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. And what was even worse is, going back to this trunk or treat, one time they had it, and of course it's late October when they have this, and there was a bad storm coming in, and there were people literally freaking out because people are already starting to pack up and leave. Well, of course they're bound to pack up and leave, for God's sakes. This is Oklahoma, for God's sakes. I mean, a tornado could be coming down Main Street and swipe up all the kids, and they're worried about some Tootsie Rolls and lollipops. So, I mean, people say, don't ruin this Halloween for the kids. Well, I guarantee you one thing. We've already ruined it for them for years. And we're not letting the kids have any fun anymore. And what's worse is they're growing up to have kids of their own who don't want to have fun. And I think, and I hate to keep drilling on this, but it had to be the boomers who started this. Because, you look at a movie like The Sandlot, which came out, which was set like 1962, 63. The kids were just playing all day during summer. And the kids who had like the competition, the kids who were on the big little league team, uh, they weren't seen as so great. And that's, well, they thought they were so great, but actually the Sandlot team beat them. And it's a very short game that happens like halfway through the movie. And if you go look at that, and then you go look at Bad News Bears, which came out in the mid 70s, you see what the problem happened was that somehow or another, everything became a competition. It was drilled in these people's minds from the minute they were born. Everything is a competition. And if you look at it, even being born is a competition. People are like freaking out, like, well, my baby was 22 inches long and weighed 10 pounds, 12 ounces. Wow. I mean, I never understood what this I want to say philosophical, but what is this fascination we have with making everything in America, in our culture nowadays, a competition. And what's worse is we're drilling it into our kids' minds, and they're seeing everything as a competition. They're not making any friends. They're not learning how to have fun with anything anymore. So it doesn't matter what we do for Halloween this year. We were already going to screw it up because we screwed it up before. And we're going to continue to screw it up until we realize that maybe it's just time to let the kids have fun. Don't have costume competitions. Don't have booth competitions. If you have trunk or treats, events in your community, just go buy some candy, sit next to your car, stand next to your car, pass it out to the kids, or put it in a bowl and let them come by and let them get it. Is that so hard? Is that so hard for people to understand these days? I mean, just let them have some fun. And don't make this whole issue about COVID-19, because if you worry about the candy they're going to be eating, if there's going to be poison in it or razor blades in the apples, which there weren't, then you should not even be letting them out. When I used to go trick or treating, I used to hate it when it used to rain, because sometimes that meant I couldn't go out. So, don't make it a competition. Let the kids have fun. Thank you.